Some Indian netizens criticized me, saying that an armed attack occurred in Kashmir, causing a severe tragedy. Yet I made videos attacking India. They were very angry. I find this hard to understand. First, I am Chinese, not someone who follows Indian news 24 hours a day. Like mainstream Indian media, I focus on topics such as J.D. Vance's visit to India, which is not inappropriate. Second, my channel has a consistent stance. I oppose any form of attacks on civilians. For example, I have repeatedly criticized Israel, supported by the U.S., for its brutal war in Gaza, which appears to involve genocide. However, I also point out that Hamas is notorious for targeting civilians multiple times. I support Israel's efforts to eliminate their armed forces. I have always believed civilians should not be dragged into conflicts. If political differences cannot be resolved, both sides can target each other's military organizations and facilities. Reality is often more complex than we imagine. Facing superior regular armies, loosely organized armed groups struggle to confront them directly. When their demands are unmet, they often resort to extreme methods to assert their presence. Paki Sharma criticized Western media for calling the attackers armed militants instead of terrorists, expressing strong dissatisfaction. I think this is not a problem. Most Western media do not understand India, let alone the remote region of Kashmir. President Trump and J.D. Vance, who is visiting India, have expressed support for India. Israel also condemned the attack immediately. This is already significant respect from the West toward India. Take me as an example. I lack first-hand information about the attack. My judgments rely on online sources. Without evidence, I might also use armed militants. This term is neutral, so why obsess over it? My channel is a small self-media platform. I often use sharp language to comment on politics, satirizing figures like Modi and Trump as political clowns. However, I never spread rumors or defame others without evidence. In contrast, while the Indian government has not captured a single attacker or released any evidence, Indian media have devoted extensive coverage to blaming Pakistan. I do not understand why India always points fingers at its neighbors during internal crises. Such baseless accusations are not only a common tactic of Indian media, but also frequently used by ordinary Indians. For instance, I once responded to Indian netizens who claim my channel is supported by viewers from Pakistan and Bangladesh. The truth is, my main audience comes from North America, Southeast Asia, Australia, India, and Europe. Viewers from Pakistan and Bangladesh are minimal. You have time to criticize Western media's word choices. So why not reflect on why India is seen as the global hub of fake news? From Modi to security agencies, the Indian government has threatened Pakistan, expelled diplomats, and suspended the Indus Water Treaty. What is your evidence? Should not the proper approach be to first console victims' families, handle aftermath work, intensify efforts to capture attackers, obtain solid evidence through interrogations, and then take further actions? Even if Pakistan is behind this, you need evidence. Launching a series of attacks against a neighbor before solving the case is reckless. What if you are wrong? Will Modi fly to Islamabad to apologize to each Pakistani parliamentarian? Speaking of capturing attackers, the attack happened days ago. India has deployed hundreds of thousands of troops in Kashmir, with a military presence far exceeding other regions. As a self-proclaimed global military power, Indian media recently discussed their laser weapons and talked with Vance about buying more American weapons, like the F-35. Indian netizens boast daily on social platforms about defeating China's Air Force, developing drones and robotic dogs, and possessing the world's largest mountain division. Yet, they have not captured a single attacker. When facing armed attacks, India is utterly ineffective, whether in core cities like Mumbai and New Delhi, the northeastern states, or Kashmir. They have never controlled the situation immediately. In the 2008 Mumbai attacks, local police were powerless against the terrorists' AK-47 rifles, as if facing futuristic weapons. The National Security Guard arrived 10 hours later, leading to heavy civilian casualties. The 2011 New Delhi High Court bombing remains unsolved. To put it bluntly, training a few police dogs might outperform India's security agencies. I cannot comprehend how, in a crowded tourist area, armed militants attacked civilians without any intervention from security forces. Is India a primitive tribe, still lacking a modern security system? After the attack, the militants vanished under the noses of India's armed forces. This happens in the 21st century, when drones are widely available. If this occurred 15 years ago, one could blame complex terrain. Now, with India claiming an air force surpassing China and Pakistan, and the world's strongest mountain division, failing to catch a few militants challenges my intelligence. When I criticized the Indian government for wasting money on unusable high-end weapons while unable to produce decent rifles, how did you respond? Should India not halt its globally ridiculed projects like aircraft carriers, Tejas fighters, Arjun tanks, and laser weapons? Should it not first equip its police properly and establish a basic national security system? After this attack, the Indian government should seriously reflect on its Kashmir policy. Kashmir is a Muslim-majority region with a complex historical status and long-standing demands for autonomy. It has never been part of India historically. The Modi government revoked Kashmir's special autonomous status, encouraged large-scale Hindu migration to the region, and promoted Hindu nationalism domestically. This suppresses other religions and incites hatred against Muslims, which is extremely unwise. My criticism is not excessive but accurately reflects India's problems. Frankly, India lacks the cohesion and mobilization capacity of a modern nation. Many citizens live without dignity. If the current situation is unsustainable, India should consider a more open governance model. This could grant greater autonomy to Kashmir, address separatist tendencies in the northeastern states, and promote inclusivity among diverse groups. Modi's Hindu nationalism should not oppress other communities. I remind Indian netizens who criticize me that when Modi and BJP supporters oppressed Muslims, you cheered. I have repeatedly pointed out that Islam has a strong military tradition. Even the US and the West struggle to suppress it. Are you sure you want to provoke them? Muslims are one of the largest global communities. They have created a brilliant historical culture with figures like Saladin, widely admired for military and moral excellence, far surpassing the mythical Bharat Empire you tout. If you insult them with oppressive policies, fine. But does India have the strength of the US? China's Xinjiang region experienced several attacks by Islamic extremists. You gloated then. But now that similar events occur in India, you complain. You should learn how China manages Xinjiang. Today, Xinjiang is safe and stable. Residents are prosperous. Han Chinese and Uyghurs coexist harmoniously, with hatred replaced by inclusivity. You should watch Western vloggers' Xinjiang travel videos carefully. Regardless of religion, if people are helped to live dignified, prosperous lives and treated with friendship rather than hatred, conflicts will not escalate into bloodshed. Look at your government and media's attitude toward Muslims. If you do not change, you will face greater disasters. The US dropping atomic bombs on Japan was wrong. How could they target civilians? Yet why are American pilots seen as heroes rather than war criminals in East Asia and the US? Have you thought about it?